Okay guys, got a 16 Chevy Tahoe here. I want to show you guys this. So I got my amp clamp on here. We're charging the battery at like 13 amps through my battery maintainer. I want to show you guys what this thing does. They said it had all kinds of weird electrical problems. So came in here with my new scan tool. I'm using this OTOFIX. It's the D1 Lite right there. I like it's kind of small, very compact. So if I press start here, you can hear a click, and it says the starter is being commanded on. It doesn't say we have an immobilizer, so I can press this again. And my van actually idles up, like the idle drops for a split second because of how much current it's pulling. So let me try to start this again, and I'll show you guys. Now my battery maintainer can only put out 75 amps. So if we look, it pulled 78 amps or so. Now I tried going around the starter wire on this, which should be this one. It should be terminal 5. Let's see if I can get that on there. Let's see. So there we go. So we're on there. Let's reset this. There we go. Our minute max. Anyway, our minute max is not reset. There you go. Now they're reset. So I'm going to go and press this again. This should be a starter wire. It's set on the diagram. It's a terminal 5. So this says 6. So it'll be 5, 4, and that says 3, 2, and then I guess 1's down there. But so we got that on there. It says red and yellow. Come down here and look at our starter. It looks like there's a yellow stripe on the end of that. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. If it's focusing, can't tell. Tire's in my way. I grabbed my headlight bulb out. I didn't get to try it yet. I wanted to make sure power was going down there to the starter. But so when we press this, you can hear the click and the drop. So we have no flow on that battery wire right there. So I'm going to grab my test light. I'm going to try to clip one to the starter wire, and we're going to try to load test that wire there at least some and see, because the starter is definitely clicking. Okay, so we're clipped on the starter post right there. So then going through my test light right here, we connect up here.
Do you think it's possible to trick that thing then? You're saying so the heater circuit
we can try. Can you try to start this? Yeah. It's not going to crank, it's just going to click. Did you press it? There we go. Okay, so that's good. So let's move our ground over. Let's go to our engine. Try it again. So we're connected on the engine ground. Okay, so let's see. Let's see if we can get this off of here. Come on. There's no room on this. Let's see. Trying to.
Whatever you did, I got power.
Yeah, you had power. Just try to start it again. So we're going from ground right there to ground here. Can you do it or no? Did you turn it off? Let go of the brake and turn it off. There you go. Now press it. Yeah, so light's not lighting. So we got a bad starter. Okay, John. So we'll get a starter and then we'll figure out what's going on here. Hey guys, I banged on the starter and we got the Tahoe to start. The spark shot on it, but it started. So proves that it's a bad starter. So we'll get a starter in here and then we'll see what goes on. Okay guys, we're back with the Tahoe here, and
we got it starting every time. I put a second starter in. The first one was like making a high pitched noise, so there was like a tolerance issue. But look, we got 9.5 volts is what it's saying at the OBD2 port. We actually might be able to see this in our engine control module. I think it sets fault codes because of this. Let's go to live data. And this might be the random lights that the eye would have on the dash. So the car will start fine. I don't want to start it right now, but it should start fine. I want to see what it says for our voltage in here. If it loads. Let's see. Oops. Let's see. Let's go to electrical and. Okay, so this is saying 12.1. Okay, so our engine control module looks like it probably has good power. Let's go to our body control module. Let's see, where's body? Let's look at our report real quick. Starter relay. Control module low voltage. See, we get all these low voltage codes, CAN codes. There's a lot of low voltage. Let me save the report, and then we'll go into the body control module. Last letter, number 2. There we go. Okay, so we're saving that report. Let's close this. Let's go back. Let's go to body. This is what we're measuring at the OBD2 port. I had this with like 3 tools, but I wanted to get our starter problem figured out first because that was not. We had a bad relay and a bad starter. Let's go to the electric. This is saying saying 12.2, but something's not right here. Let's get our multimeter. Let's go check our battery. Let's see. So these things had some weird issues with like power, like voltage drop. Let's see what we got there. 12.23. So let me get this cover off. These things usually come off without taking the bar off. Let's twist this around. Twist this around enough. There we go. There we go. Okay, so now if we take this here, connect it to there. So we have no drop there. Let's check all these. Let's make sure we don't have a drop to our fuse. That's our pink and our red and pink one. Check our last one. There we go. So there's nothing there. Let's check our ground. Make sure we don't have a bad ground cable or something. This is saying 2.5 volts from our 2.5 volts from our ground to here. Let me get some other leads to put on here, and we'll check it with some other leads. Okay guys, so I'm connected there now, and on our battery, and we see no voltage drop. So that's not our problem. Actually, there got to be some kind of drop, because we're seeing 9.7 right here. So we got 9.7. Let's connect this to our battery. Make sure our battery's not dropping down. That says 12.23 connected to the battery. But then if we come over here, it says 9.7. That's weird. Go to here. Oh, there we go. 2.5 volts. Now it says it. 2.5 volts drop. So we did have a drop. 2.5 volts drop between there and chassis, in the chassis ground. So if you take a said, actually we could probably just jump it with this. Get an alligator clamp. See, if we jump this to there, then just our ground, we should have higher battery voltage now. Look at that, 11.7 just by jumping that ground. Right here, so 11.7. Take this ground off, 9.4. Zoom out. You see it red right there. Pick this back up. So we gotta go look at a diagram and see where our chassis ground's at. Okay guys, so I printed out the diagrams here. Starting circuit. So we have our battery here, goes through two grounds, and it says one goes to the front body mount to chassis, and the other one goes to the bottom of the engine block. So I'm assuming the engine block one's good. And then I printed out our stuff inside the car. Let's see. There's our DLC. Data link connector ground right here. Comes down, goes to splice A. Come over here to splice A. Right here, this comes up, comes over, and it comes down to right A pillar. So I'm assuming our ground underneath the car that goes to the front body mount is bad. So let's check that out. Let me get a mat for underneath the car. Okay guys, so I'm holding on the frame right here. I scratched it. Right here. And we're not showing any voltage drop to the frame. We can just double check with her. Move this over from the power. We're like 12.16 volts right now. Okay. So we'll check this again down here in the frame. Where I scratched. And showing, I don't know if it's showing up 12.13, so it might have dropped a little bit. The battery since then. Let's check it out real quick. 12.15, so I'm okay with that. So we gotta figure out, there gotta be like a cab to, or frame the chassis ground, and that's probably where our problem is going to be. So I need to figure out where that's at, because this ground, I checked the ground right here, and then I checked it down here. Well, I looked at it down here, and that's let's see, the bolts right there. So that's that. So we need to figure out where this goes from the chassis to the cab. Okay Okay guys, so we figured out this car. My friend Cuba was helping me. So the ground wasn't bad on this side. Looks like she might have left her flashlight here. Yep. I got my power probe hooked up so we can see our voltage. So we're at 14.96. We got 14.6 on there. I added this ground strap right here to the valve cover. So I bolted this right to the dipstick tube bracket, where the dipstick tube bracket bolts to the valve cover. I don't know if I can show you guys or not. Right there. I bolted to the bracket to the valve cover, and I checked to see the voltage on the scan tool to see what the drop was. So I'm okay with a 0.3 drop. See how much current's going through this. Oops, let's take this off. Get that amperage. That's 12 amps. 12 amps ain't bad. Let's see if we turn everything on in here, if it makes a difference. Maybe like headlights and everything. Maybe put the blower motor on high. So I just want to make sure it's not like a voltage drop. We'll put our defrosters on. We'll put high beams on. Looks like that's probably about all the load we can generate. Let's see what this goes up to. 47. We're at 13.8. What do we got here? So we're at 14.6 here. I just want to make sure that this ground strap don't get hot. So as long as this don't get hot, I'll be happy with it. So I'll just let this on here. And I'll see what happens. 47 amps. Let's actually shut this off real quick. We'll turn this on. So we have all our load on now, which I didn't do before. Okay, so we're at 12.6 volts here with the car off. We come up here, we're at 12.4. So it's a 200 millivolt drop through the entire system, which probably isn't bad. So we'll let this run, and we'll keep our defroster, everything cable gets with our load on. Hey guys, it's been running for probably like an hour. I don't know. I can touch it. So it's warm, but it's also here by the exhaust and everything. So I don't think it's overly hot. What are we at? We're at 13.96. And what do we got in here? 13.3, 13.4, it just went down. So I'm okay with that. Yeah, we put the rear defroster on, and it didn't even really move. So I'm gonna say, I don't know if the rear defroster goes through there or not, but turn everything off, voltage came up, so I'm okay with that. So let's put that on auto. Let's go back. Let's just clear all our codes. and then we'll test drive it tomorrow. Make sure we don't get any codes back. I think we'll be fine though once all these clear. I don't think we'll get any of our communication faults back or anything. So I hope you guys like this video. Don't know how that ground strap went missing. I found a YouTube video of it showing that it went from up there to the back of the head. So I can't get to the back of the head because there's no room on these motors without taking the motor out. And Cuba said that there was marks on the transmission bolts, so either somebody maybe put a transmission here or motor. I'm thinking a motor because I don't know how else the ground strap would go missing. But hope you guys like it. See you later.